Hello and welcome to the Fandemic. This is a Facebook and YouTube live podcast, also everywhere you get your audio pods a few days later, that celebrates all the things that we feel are awesome in hopes of spreading our fandom to you. And I already have the gasp being like, I don't believe my dad is doing this. This is the show where we dive deep into the heart of fandoms and celebrate the things we love. From sci-fi to fantasy, movies to TV shows, comics to video games, we explore the universes that have captured our imaginations and made us lifelong fans. Each week, we'll take you on a journey through the realms of awesomeness. Expect passionate discussions, in-depth analyses. Actually, it's analyses, I think. Yeah. Things under the bed and many side quests. So whether you're a diehard enthusiast or just dipping your toes in the fandoms of water, because we all like to hydrate. Leia just said it. The Fandemic is the place to be. I'm your host, the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley Butin, and with me today, I have one of my favorite people walking this earth and her sidekick, my daughter, Kendall, who has out-nerded me on occasion. It has happened. And Will, whose awesomeness levels have reached new heights. Be warned, though, he probably wears heels better than Kendall. How's it going?
He for sure does. I'm not even kidding. He does.
I know. I was trying to
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe a little bit.
I'm like, I've seen Will in those heels. I don't think I think I've seen Kendall in heels like prom 1, prom 2,
and
graduation.
Yeah,
maybe,
but that's it.
for like a second.
Yeah.
That's what
I'm not a heel wearer.
Yeah. So what are we talking about?
Five Nights at Freddy.
You got all giddy there, like, oh my god, wait, I forgot my words that I am making up as we go. Yes. Five Nights at Freddy's. I've seen it. You've seen it. A lot of people have seen it because it made like $70-some million this last weekend. So it's already made back its money times about 3.
130 million.
130 million. So yeah, I was wrong. Yeah.
Oh, your number, man.
It's happened before. The last time I was wrong, it was the second Tuesday of the week. Yeah. Second Tuesday of the week. All right. Before we get into everything, I want to know,
Second Tuesday.
what's your favorite movie / TV show? What are some of your favorite things going on right now?
I'll let you start.
Oh, right now?
Right now.
Well, I'm always a fan of the Saw franchise, and I saw a movie that came out that was really, really good.
It was like 1.75. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it took place like during
Oh,
the
you're
events
right,
of 1
you're
and
right.
2.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of like 1.1 3/4,
It's
3/4.
weird. I don't even know the timeline of Saw
Yeah.
anymore. It's all over the place. But then, yeah, I mean, currently I'm watching, Loki and
So
American
good.
Horror Story. I'm falling behind. I'm 2 episodes behind right now.
Of Loki?
And yes,
Oh,
I got busy,
episode
man.
4.
I've heard there's a
makes me so
cliffhanger.
happy. It was
Yeah.
so good. It was the best episode of Loki seasons 1 and season 2 so far.
I'm excited. I'll have to
Yeah.
catch up soon. But then also Gen V from The Boys.
Oh.
I'm watching that right now.
I'm on episode 3.
I think I'm on 4.
Mm.
Out nerded.
Yeah, I out-nerded, and
Out-nerded.
yeah, I don't think I could get mom to watch that movie. Watch that
Oh
show.
no, probably not.
Yeah.
It's hard to get TJ to watch it because of the blood powers.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's done well. I love The Boys. It's so good. All right, what about you, Will?
So I've been kind of behind on recent stuff. I've been meaning to start Gen V, but I've been very caught up in my first ever watch through of Better Call Saul. I'm a big fan of the Vince Gilligan universe.
Okay.
I I love the boys, so I'm gonna start Gen V as soon as I can. I also, this is kind of old, not really old in the past couple of months. I was a really big fan of The Bear season 2.
Okay.
The Bear is a beautiful show.
Mhm.
Loki's also really good. I'm loving
Mhm.
Loki.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
I'm really excited to get home so I can play Spider-Man 2.
Nice. I've been playing Baldur's Gate, but I had to stop. It was becoming a problem. I had to stop.
On the game. What was your opinion?
Oh, okay, Leia, come tell Kendall something that you forgot about. All right, tell Kendall something.
Leia, you could literally text me when she can't hear me. I forgot.
We were supposed to write something where we wanted to go vacation, and I said that I wanted to go to Cornish College to see my sister.
Oh, that's really
Oh,
cute.
that is adorable. It really is, because you miss your big sissy. All right, we're gonna make her blush on streaming and everything. All right, cool. We'll tell her goodbye.
Okay, goodbye and goodbye, Will.
Okay.
Bye, Leia. It's
Bye,
wonderful to
Leia.
see you.
But technically, she actually got your college wrong. I had to correct her.
Oh, yikes.
Yes.
Well.
So speaking of colleges, right, I have to for some reason I have to think about it when I'm like, yeah, my kid's in Cornish. Like, speaking of Cornish, why don't you talk about Cornish? What are you studying? What are you doing there? What's great about it? And what kind of plays are we doing?
We are studying musical theater. Currently, I am in a play called A View from the Bridge by Arthur Miller, which is about a family in New York City who harbors Italian immigrants, and it talks a lot about xenophobia and really inappropriate other things. And I'm also in a senior thesis project with my dear friend Kendall here, written by our friend Daniel, called The Legend of Mole Dyer,
Yeah.
which is about something that happened in Maryland.
Ooh.
And then I'm in another senior thesis, Jesus Christ Superstar.
Because nobody's ever heard of that.
No one's ever heard of that one before.
Ever.
Never. Except they twisted it around so it's an all-female cast, and instead of it being Jesus back then, now it's like present day, and we're Catholic girls in a little Catholic school.
Cool.
And we're watching history repeat itself, and it's, oh my god.
Beautiful.
Yes, thank you. And then the musical Fun Home opens literally tomorrow.
Yeah,
So that's super
Fun
exciting.
Home.
And then there's another show, Fefu and Her Friends, that opens next week.
Next week. Yeah.
Next week.
Sounds like
Yeah.
fun. So what's your favorite thing to do in Seattle?
Ooh. Wow.
Get scared at Pike Place Market.
Yeah.
That one's fun.
Pike Place Market.
Have you caught any fish?
No, not personally.
But there's one attraction at Pike Place Market where if you go up to the fish stand and get really close to one of the fishes, they'll pull it back with a chain. And I don't get scared by it anymore, but I like seeing the tourist walk by and look at the fish and then get scared. I like to laugh at them and think, haha, that was never me.
That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. Yeah, I think. Okay, so I took Kendall fishing one time growing up, and
It was like 3. It was 3.
Was it a few times? Okay, so the one time I remember the most is that you were fishing and you kept on pulling these stupid little fish out faster than I could get my own line out, and I think for like an hour I was taking off these little fish and bluegill and throwing them back in, and I think you caught like 40 of them. Probably the same one 40 times. Yeah,
They love me. What can I say?
Who can't love you, Kendall?
Aww.
All right, so now they've got the oohs and the ahs and the out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
We are talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. And a little bit of backstory here. I really want to do a podcast with some hardcore Five Nights at Freddy's fans for all the people that went to the movie this last week and saw that it was awesome, but really didn't get why people were cheering at certain parts of the movie. So I'm somebody, and now I know how other people feel. Like when they go to a Marvel movie or when they go to a Star Wars movie, and I am like almost out of my seat at a part because one character who was in a comic book for a one panel showed up on stage or on the screen, and it made me excited. I saw everybody just celebrating. I'm like, what am I missing? What am I missing? So I went to the best place that I could go, my daughter. and I really like the movie, and we're gonna talk it. We're gonna rate it. We're gonna review it here in a little bit, but we're gonna get there. So I think we're gonna break this down into a couple of parts. The first thing I want to talk about is the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's, and I want you guys to just go ahead. And what are some of the things that like led up into the movie? What are then that people are gonna be like, oh, okay, that makes sense now, and then I want to watch the movie again.
Okay, so I think first and foremost, one of the things that we need to take into account that has been sort of consistent throughout the entire 9 years of this game is that the main antagonist is named William Afton, played by Matthew Lillard.
So good.
And
I love
he
Scoot.
killed.
I love Shaggy.
He did a beautiful job.
Yes.
And basically, all of this started because at one of his restaurants, he killed 5 children and stuffed their bodies into animatronic suits, and then they came to life and tried to fight back. Chronologically, I don't know if that's the first event, but that's what happened in the first game, and that's sort of been the baseline.
No, the first event was so William's working with this guy named Henry Emily. They make the animatronics together. Henry Emily was always better at making the animatronics, like engineering wise, I guess. And
The brains.
Yeah. And so pretty much William Afton got really like jealous of it, and then one day killed Henry's kid.
Which is a huge leap to make.
This is a huge leap.
When you're jealous of someone's robotic skills. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Right. There's only a few people out there can do it.
Yeah.
Especially at that level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then he killed the 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's pretty much all that's kind of the lore that leading up to it. And where in the games is this? Is this Five Nights at Freddy's 1? Is this something different? Because I know it kind of goes back a little bit, and it kind of goes a little crisscrossy, timey-wimey thing.
I believe it's Five Nights at Freddy's 1 because the animatronics in the movie are the same.
Okay.
Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, Golden Freddy. In the original FNAF 1 iterations, they look the exact same. Although in the movie they were manufactured, or in real life they were manufactured by the wonderful Jim Henson's Creature Shop. I think they did a beautiful job of bringing to life these characters. And in true Five Nights at Freddy's fashion, they are animatronics that can be repurposed into wearable suits, which they're powered by these things called spring locks, which are very dangerous and very sensitive. As you saw in the movie, a simple tap of a mop broom handle a mop handle would snap off if it was caught in one of the mechanisms. It's a very dangerous system, which is why it was very inhumane, kind of cruel working conditions to put the workers inside the suits. Yeah. And it's how William Afton met his demise, which, as he says, he always comes back. So it's not really his demise.
Right.
But then also, so Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a prequel to the first game, and Five Nights at Freddy's 2, it tells more of the story of the puppet, which is in the movie. The puppet is in the movie. It's like fully in secret, though it's hidden, so it's hard to see.
Where's
Yeah.
that at?
In the scene where Mike Schmidt is looking at the animatronics behind the curtain for the first time when he pulls the curtain back, and there's a shot of Chica, and the puppet is right behind Chica. It's one of those moments where you have to like brighten the image a lot to see
Yeah.
it. And then
Gotcha.
also at the very, very end of the credits, it plays the puppet's music from Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and then spells out the words "Come find me."
Yeah.
Because it's the puppet. You know.
Gotcha.
But then Five Nights at Freddy's 2 also had a lot of little like 8-bit mini games in between the levels that would kind of tell more the story of what happened in the first game.
One of the games is called Give Gifts, Give Life, where you play as the puppet and you deliver masks to 4 crying children. And there is one child that stands outside the restaurant. And as you are bringing the children masks, you see a car pull up and a purple figure step out of the car and stab the child, get back in the car, and drive away. And then at the end of the game, you get jump scared by a 5th mask that is not given to the 4 children in the game, which is sort of like the introduction to the idea of the 5 children being kidnapped and killed. And also sort of the idea that the puppet is sort of a matronly figure trying to provide to the lost souls.
Because also in the first game, there's a poster on one of the walls that talks about the missing children's incident and how there were 5 kids. And so everyone saw that when the first game came out and was like, oh my God, lore. And then the second game came out and they're like puzzling it together. Like, I want to make it clear. Every single bit of information we will say about the lore is still speculation and it's still not confirmed because Scott Cawthon just hates us all. It's just very highly suggested. He said at the Ultimate Timeline video, he was like, yeah, it's like mostly correct, but there's like a few things missing still. But he didn't tell us what was wrong.
Tell you. I'm gonna leave it out there for you to just imagine what's right and what's wrong.
Pretty much.
I like that. I like that a lot,
sometimes
actually.
Sometimes I wonder if he just made a meaningless game and all of us started theorizing about it and he was like, hey, yeah, wait a
No,
second.
totally.
Yeah.
That's better what I had in my brain. So let's go with that.
Yeah, exactly.
That you know,
Exactly.
you're right on, man. I got you. We're on the same wavelength. Yeah,
Right on the money.
but he's a salesman. I mean, he made a product and it was awesome and he developed it. So
Yeah.
you know what? Well done, man. Well done. All right. What are some of the big things that we're missing in the movie? So like me, I haven't played the games. I loved the movie. I thought it was fun. Even Leia loved the movie. But there was those parts. What am I missing that's gonna make the movie better next time I watch it?
I wish we got an actual like security monitored door. You know, the video
Yeah.
that thing. Where like he would have to be checking the monitors and oh my God, Foxy's running down the hallway suddenly. Let me just press the button and close the door. And then when I hear a bang, I know it's safe to open. Like I wish there was something that resembled the actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Because in the game you don't sleep for half the night. That wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
He was tired. He needed a break.
He was so
And
sleepy.
drugs.
He was working on his dream. He's working on his dream.
He's just a sleepy
Yeah.
guy.
Right? I've never heard that you could control your dreams ever. I didn't know that was a thing, that you could try to like force yourself to have a specific dream.
Dream theory.
And you know what? A dream. Oh, and dream theory.
Dream theory
Oh,
was
dream
huge.
theory, which we'll have to talk about later.
Mhm.
Something that I was missing from the movie, that's not really missing, but sort of was just like a confusion to the lore. Spoilers for FNAF movie and also for FNAF lore. In the lore, Mike Schmidt is actually supposed to be William Afton's son. Yeah, there was way.
Yeah.
Mike Schmidt is actually William Afton's son.
Not
and-
Vanessa.
Yeah, and Vanessa's not William Afton's child.
Vanessa doesn't show up until like the 8th game.
Oh yeah,
She's not even there in the beginning.
that was also weird. They just added a random late FNAF series character to the movie that's based off of the first one, which
Yeah.
I liked Vanessa.
Mhm.
Vanessa. But it was just it was weird. It was weird to see her there. She didn't really fit.
Yeah.
She did
Yeah,
great.
I like that actress too. She's from You.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, she's
Yes,
so good.
such a good actress, man. Oh yeah, cool. She could do a lot of things in Marvel and DC, but we're not talking about Marvel and DC right now. We're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. I can definitely go on sidetracks and all that stuff. All right, keep filling me in. Was there anything else that I missed when I watched the movie that would make it better when I watch it again?
Oh.
Maybe just if you understand what some of like the big moments happen, like what they were kind of pointing at.
Yeah.
Like the whole Bite of 83 thing and the actual spring lock failure scene happening. Dream Theory.
Dream Theory.
Dream Theory. Okay, well, tell me about Dream Theory. Tell me what the big deal is about Dream Theory.
Go
So the
ahead.
dream
Yeah.
theory is this idea that everything that happened in the FNAF timeline is all just a dream. And
It was brought up around Five Nights at Freddy's 4, and it was created as like a serious theory. Like Scott posted something because at this point he was still communicating with the fans and kind of like giving us fun little hints. And around this time, because Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was very out of place compared to the other
Yeah.
games, because you're in a child's bedroom dealing with what's called nightmare animatronics. Everyone's like, "What is this?"
they're much scarier than the regular animatronics. No one would ever manufacture them for a child's restaurant. They're too scary.
Yeah, and
Nice.
so he was like, "Oh, well, what if it's just a dream?" And then game theory made like an actual like dream theory thing. And he's like, "This is probably what it is, guys." And everyone got so mad because that's stupid.
It's a cop out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
literally.
really is. Like, hey, I mean, you could say that about any franchise that you like. You could go back and say like the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. I brought it back to Star Wars. You're not surprised. Was all just a dream that Luke Skywalker's gonna wake up and it's gonna be right after Return of the Jedi, and none of the sequel Star Wars happen. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
Lucasfilms, if you're watching, that can happen. I mean, that's fine. We can deal with it. Yeah. Dream Theory.
Dream theory.
Another thing to look out for on another rewatch is if you aren't well versed on the internet FNAF community, it would be very interesting to take a look at a lot of the cameos that happen in the movie and
Mhm.
figure out who those people are and what they mean. Because as we discussed earlier, there's a YouTube channel called Game Theory, where the main guy, Matt Pat, had a huge cameo in the movie, which was really funny because he led all of his fans to believe that a lot of these other FNAF YouTubers had cameos and he was left out. And he basically like crocodile tears all over a live stream and was like, "I'm really happy for them, but I'm sad to be left out." And he had a whole scene, which apparently he said in the video that he was the first scene to be shot.
Mhm.
Wow.
There's also like YouTubers like on the wall in the back that make a lot of FNAF content.
The employees of the month.
Yeah, there's
Yep,
a taxi driver scene where this guy Corey X Kenshin is another big FNAF name, has an appearance. I don't know if you remember the opening scene where there's a security guard screaming and running away from the animatronics.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be Markiplier, another big FNAF content creator.
Mhm.
I think it's really awesome that Scott wanted to put them in the movie, especially because they did so much to promote the games and to expand the community to new audiences.
Yes. Yeah, and I will say, out of a lot of movies that I've watched in the past, I don't know, year maybe, this one has rewatchability.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And because there's a lot of movies that you watch and you're just like, okay, I've seen it. That's good. I mean, I didn't even make it through Killers of the Flower Moon, but like a lot of movies, you're just like, even Saw 10. I'm like, okay, I saw it. I'm good. I don't care if I ever see it again. But like this, I actually want to watch it again. So
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's a
Okay.
good one.
Now that we talked a little bit about it, I want to talk about, let's rate it. I want you to, what did you like about it? Was there anything you didn't like about it? How would you rate it? And then I'll kind of tell you what everybody at B&B here in town was said when I when I was asking after the movie. So go ahead, whoever wants to go first.
Well, okay. At first, when I watched it, I thought it was just like a 5 out of 10. I was like, it's okay. Like, but I really dwelled in it for a second and then just started randomly watching random parts because you have a Peacock subscription and I can watch it whenever I want to. And
It's
that
true.
and like seeing all the theories that people had, I would definitely rank it higher. But it's like I keep going back to the fact that the animatronics are literally real. Like they
Mhm.
made them real. And I don't know if you saw how the director was like, yeah, there were some times where the animatronic would literally move on its own and no one we'd be a little confused. We'd just move on.
Nice.
Like it's real. It's real. And yeah, I don't know if you want me to get into like the theories that people have about the movie yet, but it's yeah.
Whenever you want to do it, go ahead.
Okay.
I am not going to
well,
hold you back.
I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's also has a book series, which is a trilogy book series. There's 3 of them, and since there's going to be 3 movies like confirmed, people are kind of starting to connect the dots of how a lot of the scenes from the movie are very easily compared to the book instead of the game.
Easier to adapt.
Yeah. That and then there's the theories about like we mentioned like Henry Emily's family and then the Afton family, how they've kind of switched in the circumstances. So now the single child that would usually be represented in the Henry Emily family is now Afton's kid, and then Henry Emily has the 3 kids that Afton originally had in the game, which would mean that the Garrett, the kid that gets taken, like Mike's little brother, that he's technically the puppet now. And yeah, I don't know.
So how would you rate it? So like on a scale from 1 to 5 beardies, 1 being patchy, I can't really shave yet, 5 being Chris Stapleton on stage with ZZ Top singing Legs or LaGrange or Broken Halo, one of those great songs. Where would you rate this?
Honestly, like a 4.
4? Okay.
Every time I'm asked this, it gets higher and higher. I loved the movie. I literally loved it so much.
Right? And the fact that you
Yeah.
can watch it over and over again and you're not getting bored with it. I mean, that
No, and
tells
I'm
something.
sure
I mean, like,
other people, when they watch it more, they're finding even more details and then sharing it with everyone. So, like, there's more details that are being brought up that I didn't even notice when I first watched. And I feel like I noticed a lot. So, like, yeah.
nice. All right, Will. I want to hear your thoughts.
I have a similar perspective. I'd say 4 out of 5 beardies is a great ranking. My original
Can you
thought,
describe what 4 beardies out of 5 is?
Santa's beard, as it's a beautiful beard, but in plenty iterations I've seen, it's not at its fullest. You can tell the man himself, Santa Claus, has got a few years on him, as in earlier Santa Claus iterations I've seen, his beard is very thick and full, and I could tell over time some of the hairs are getting coarser and not as illustrious as they used to be.
It only comes out for a few months a year.
It only comes out for a few months a year. It's a seasonal beard. Yeah.
Seasonal beard, and apparently it's already out now.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm happy about it. I can't complain.
I can't.
You know what? Very fair.
I'm a bah humbug. I get in the Christmas spirit about December 23rd.
That's humbug. VHS Christmas Carol by Star Kid. Watch it if you haven't. I love Christmas. I'm the most Christmas. I'm the most Christmas happy Jew there is. Christmas. I love celebrating Christmas. And I think back to FNAF. I think my original thought was I liked it better as a movie than I did as a piece of FNAF media. I think my mind has changed, not only because I was one of the few people on this entire planet that thought that, but also because I sort of appreciate a lot of the work they did to cater to fans. Certainly, I had my drawbacks as I was very confused why they were messing with the lore that we were familiar with. But hey, it's a movie; they can do what they want.
Right.
And I also really appreciated the fan service they did have, and there were so many little details in that movie that weren't even just like internet stuff. Like there were references to past games, references to books that were not in like the main FNAF, like Five Nights at Freddy's book series, but like other spin-off books.
Fazbear Frights.
Yeah, Fazbear Frights.
Fazbear Frights, 1:35 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe there were some Tales from the Pizzaplex references in there. There's a lot in there that I just thought was awesome. I loved the recurring joke of Balloon Boy showing up in random places and scaring people. Balloon Boy's a character from Five Nights at Freddy's 2 who would come in and jump scare you, but instead of like killing you, he would steal your battery. So he was more of a pest than an actual violent being.
You would just giggle in your vents.
He would just and then like just sit there.
Do that one more time. I might make that a sound bite.
May I do it again? He went like but I over time, like Kendall said, sitting with it was it helped a lot to sort of listen to other people's perspectives and to sort of get to form my own opinion with more information I heard. So I think 4 out of 5 beardies is a great ranking for me as well.
I would have to agree 100%. Coming from somebody who got to see the aftermath from a lot of different people from it. And here's kind of what I found. I found a lot of the hardcore fans said it was okay, to the point where I couldn't even put any first reactions out on the interwebs because everybody was like, was okay. And I'm like, okay, we're not going to use that. But the amount of parents that I saw that was like happy that they took their kids to this, the amount of like families that were going to it and were not disappointed was awesome. Like parents being like, hey, I found something that I can like, they can like, and that's a wonderful thing, especially for like families in this day and age to get together on something like that. Like, man, that was awesome. That was so cool. And the rewatchability, man. Anything that you can watch again and again, it's already going to be up there in the awesomeness. There's a movie and it's a lot more serious. It's called The Prestige. I don't know if you've seen it or not. I know Kendall's at least slept through it several times.
Okay. Hey. Okay.
It is a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah, it is.
And it's got Hugh Jackman and oh gosh, I can't think of his name now. Batman.
Batman.
Christian Bale. Yeah. In it as rivalry. I can't talk. Magicians that don't like each other.
Yeah.
And every time I watch that movie, I pick up something that I didn't pick up before. And I think that this is kind of in that same frame, but only this time it's a little bit more horror, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what Scott Cawthon does really well, he does this in a lot of his advertisements for his upcoming games, is he'll lead you on a little bit of a witch hunt, like a mini ARG to figure out stuff about the new game. And he'll sort of like drop lore bits before the games are released through his website, through his Steam page, through this and that and this and that. The new game's coming
Help Wanted 2 coming out next month.
Yeah, Help Wanted 2 FNAF VR Help Wanted 2 comes out 2023 December, which is
next month.
In a month. It is November.
Before the end of the year, which is That's crazy.
That's,
I cannot wait to watch
oh
the
my
playthroughs.
god, that's crazy.
But something I think he does really well is drop hints and stuff about the game and the future of the games on his website, and like leaves little puzzles for you to find throughout the games and the not games. And I think he continued that into the movie, which I did really appreciate. I liked, as Kendall was saying before, there was the puppet that he hid in the background that if you turn up the brightness, you can see the puppet, the come find me at the end of the credits, and the voice that was like, C-O-M-E, which is something that he's used before.
Oh yeah.
He's used that voice before to
Yep.
spell out other stuff. And yeah, that was one of my favorite things about the movie.
Awesome. All right. So, who was your favorite character in the movie and why?
Oh my god. I don't know. It's like a toss up.
Okay.
I loved Mike Schmidt. They really got him right.
They did.
They really nailed it. He's awful. Mike Schmidt is awful. But that's great. Matthew Lillard, obviously, we love him.
Mhm.
William Afton always. He was just so silly goofy in the beginning, and I thought that was really funny when he was like, "You
Steve
beat
Raglan.
Steve Raglan," and he's like, "You beat up a man in front of his kid." Like, no, William, you killed 5 children. Why do you care? It's like, okay. Yeah. Even the kid that played Golden Freddy, he was popping off. He was really angry.
Yeah.
And that was kind of insane. That compared to the girl that played Abby, like, I don't think she was awful. She was a kid. Like, she was a kid playing a kid. But Golden Freddy was like a kid playing like a very, very angry, like vengeful spirit. So it's like, he was just, oh my god. He's like, this is a child.
Yeah.
And he's acting like that. It's weird. Yeah.
I think that my favorite character, like Kendall said, is the kid that played Golden Freddy. He delivered his lines perfectly. He did a lot of stuff that we're learning about in our acting classes that are good things to do when acting. I thought his connection to Abby was very strong, in a way that Abby's connection to him was maybe could have been fleshed out, developed a little bit better. But he was astoundingly good. I also personally really liked Matthew Lillard, specifically as William Afton. I really liked the I could tell how he learned. Like one of the things I really liked about his portrayal is when he was sort of yelling and talking, he had this like animated voice, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill you," or something like that. And I was Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave just then. I really could see sort of like the playfulness that maybe would have lured kids into the back room to kill. In the Five Nights at Freddy's game, Help Wanted 1, there is a character called Glitch Trap. I don't know if that's the official name, but it's a bunny that looks very similar to the Springtrap costume that, or the golden bunny costume
It's like when Springtrap died, his soul somehow went into a video game.
Yeah.
And then he was still alive-ish, but just his soul, and then he was Glitch Trap.
Yeah.
And then he had access to electronics and can do things from there.
Straightforward, so simple.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah. No. But one of the things I really liked about that character in Help Wanted was how animated it was. It was like really friendly. It was like, "Come here, come hang out." And I really liked that Matthew Lillard sort of brought that. Could very easily manipulate a child.
No, because that ending to Help Wanted 1 gives me chills every
Oh
single time
my
I watch
God.
it. It's so good.
Oh my god.
It's so
You
good.
get stuffed in a suit and then you see him dancing in the crowd. It's terrifying.
Yeah, you're stuffed in a suit on the stage. and he's just dancing. He's like, hee, I did that. I
Yeah.
put you there. It's so
Nice,
good.
very cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I agree. Matthew Lillard is awesome. I loved how he you saw his Shaggy in there
Oh
from
yeah.
the Scooby Doo movies. You saw him doing the Shaggy creeping like Shaggy.
Yeah.
Rubbo. Rubbo. Real. Ruby-doo-doo. Yes. And you and with a lot of it, you got his Scream character as well.
Mm-hmm.
So which is pretty awesome. And then I loved Abby. I loved that kid. I cared so much for that kid. Maybe it's just the dad in me. I don't
Yeah.
know, but man, yeah. Those are my two favorite characters. I thought they were both brilliant. They were awesome, and I loved them.
Mhm.
Okay. So where do you think where do you think it's going to go? Because we know it's going to be a trilogy. Do you think they're going to follow along the games? Do you think they're going to branch off and do something a little bit different? Because I know we're talking about the movie or the books.
Just based on the details, like the very, very specific details of what happened in the movie, it seems like they're gonna follow the books. Because also if you follow the game, the next thing that would happen would be the Fazbear Frights haunted house where they get Springtrap out of his little trapped hole in the pizzeria that's like falling apart. And I don't know how well you can make a movie off of that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember as specifically what happened in the books. I haven't read them personally, so
Cool.
You always just have to watch a game theory video to understand what's going on in the books.
yeah, that
The
and
beautiful
TJ's
thing about
reading
YouTube.
them. Yeah, TJ's reading the books right now, so
Oh, nice.
I can have him remind me about stuff.
Shout out to TJ.
Shout out to TJ. We love that guy.
We
Love you,
TJ.
Wade.
Yeah.
TJ.
Yeah.
I call him Sunnish at work sometimes.
Sunnish.
Sunnish?
I like
Sunnish.
that.
That's cute.
Sunnish, yeah.
Sunnish. That's cute. Oh, Sunnish.
Yeah, the first time he definitely got a little red, but yeah, after that, yeah,
Oh
nothing
my
surprises
God.
him anymore.
Yeah.
TJ better be watching this. He's not.
He better be. Not live. I know what he's doing right now.
Oh,
Not watching this.
keeping tabs
Ooh.
on
He's playing Zombicide.
it.
Oh man, I can't wait. I cannot wait to play that game again.
I know. Every
Um,
time he texts me, he's like, I'm going to play Zombicide later. I'm like, I'll kill you. I'll kill you right now.
I'm actually waiting to play 5 minutes. I'm gonna buy the games for when you get home, and I'm just gonna take a day off, and we're gonna play.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what did you do?
Oh no.
Well, hi, Leia.
She's back.
Hey, Leia.
Hi, Leia.
Well, I don't. What? Okay. You got buns? Oh gosh.
No buns.
Yeah,
Oh, my
you you did a great job. I love it. I think you
Good
should go to
job,
school like that
Leia.
tomorrow.
I want to.
Yeah.
I want to put in my own buns now. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You think I
Right.
look good?
And
I think so. I love it. I'm working on mine too.
Good bun
I
action
got 'em right
going.
Yeah, you look good, baby girl. Okay. Yep, they look good. All right, we're gonna finish. You can tell them bye. Oh.
bye, Leia.
Bye, Leia.
All right, bye, kiddo. Okay. Happy Christmas to you too in
Happy
a month and a half.
Happy Hanukkah, Leia.
Happy Hanukkah. Okay. All right. Where were we?
The games, y'all
The
should.
games.
Oh yeah.
Once you download the games, you should probably stream them. I would watch
Well-
live reactions.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I don't know how to do that yet, but I know when Kendall comes home, I'm gonna take a day off of work and just like play with the girls. So
Oh.
Anna and Leia, yeah, and Kendall, and maybe Kendall and I can drink alcohol.
True.
Ah.
Somebody's 21
I'll-
now, and I haven't got to have a drink with my kid yet, so you know
Oh,
it
I'll
happens.
do my best. I've made it up to I haven't played the games that much. I I played them when the first few came out, and then I fell off on the
Mhm.
whole Five Nights at Freddy's thing for a few years.
Damn, you really fell off.
I did, and then I got back in around when Security Breach.
Yes,
back out.
Security Breach, great game.
Yeah.
I more want to see Anna and Leia play them.
Oh yeah. I got up to night 4 in the first one. I never finished it. But
YouTube.
I was yeah. Oh my god. We were Leia's age when the game came out.
Stop. Oh my god.
I know.
Oh,
Nice.
I know.
9
So-
years, dude.
9 years.
9 years. 2014.
Yeah.
Wild. God.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I feel old, but
A little.
I feel that way all the time.
Yeah.
Because I am getting old. So I mean, hey, it's okay.
What
I
can
try
you
to keep
do?
it real. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now, oh, Will, you didn't get to go.
what was the question?
Where do you think the franchises are going to go?
Oh, that's a really good question. I saw a joke on Twitter that said Matthew Lillard is going to spend the next 20 years rotting in a Springlock suit to prepare for his role in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which I think would be really funny. I would love to see, what I would love is for Five Nights at Freddy's, the second movie, to not have Springtrap in it at all, and to save him for the third movie, or at least have him in like a very small capacity, and to save the return of Springtrap for the third movie when he's actually decayed, maybe a little bit
No,
burned.
because the third movie has to be the 6th game. It has to be.
Which was the 6th game? Oh yeah, the connection
When
terminated.
Henry
I'm sorry to cut you
kills
off,
them.
Elizabeth.
Oh.
If you even answer to that name. Yes, that's true.
The 6th game is that quote that I sent you, Dad.
Gotcha.
The pit of hell is open, and it's old
The
friend.
pit of hell is opened. And for one of you, the darkest pits of hell have been opened and have waited to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend.
There it is.
I know my quotes.
Yeah.
But I would really love to see. I think the third movie it would be really cool to see Pizzeria Simulator. Which funny story about Pizzeria Simulator, Mr. Emperor. When FNAF Pizzeria Simulator came out, it was advertised as like a fun little mini game to pass the time in between FNAF games, where you shot pizzas at mini Freddy's. Because it was such a low like storage game, like he somehow passed it off as like just a fun little mini game. And then the game got corrupted, and we all found out it's a surprise 6th FNAF game. And it was one of my favorites, actually.
It's crazy.
They did a really beautiful job.
They did do a really good job.
I think it would also be cool.
Midnight Motorist.
Midnight Motorist. Oh, okay. Another fun little detail in the FNAF movie that I loved was one of the robbers was wearing a t-shirt with a bunch of like 8-bit cars on it, which was based off of a mini game from that game called Midnight Motorists, which had a story piece in it where if you go towards the bottom, there's a little opening that you could drive through and get more story bits about William Afton and his family.
Old man consequences.
Yes. But I would love to see, if the third movie is that, I'd love to see there's an aspect of the game where you can salvage animatronics from the back alley, which what the hell? I would love to see that.
I'd love to see Lucky. If
Lucky.
Lucky showed up, that would be nuts.
The puppet inside of Lucky.
Mhm.
I want to see the puppet become a big character in the second movie.
Mhm.
I think it'd be really cool to see Baby, the animatronic, come at some point.
Yes.
I
Sister Location at all. I would
Sister
die
Location.
to see it.
Circus Baby's Party World or Pizza, where Circus Baby's
Circus Baby's Party Rental Service.
Party Rental Service. But there's a restaurant, is there not?
No, not
Chica's
for-
Party World.
Yeah.
I would love to see some sort of MCU type deal, some sort of Undertale AU type deal, where all of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchises and all of the animatronics end up in one place. There's this big theme throughout the games of 5 turning into 1 and everyone ending up in one place on the day of the party.
True.
There's so much I want to see in the future movies.
And I wonder if they would tie it back to the mimic in the last one, maybe like go that far.
The mimic.
The mimic.
The mimic.
Mhm.
And I'd love to see Vanessa turn into Vanny, who is a character from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
Because that's a theory for the second one.
Which
'Cause
makes
she's in a coma.
yes, and that also
Mhm.
makes sense as to why that okay.
Yeah.
Something that I
That was
appreciate
so
more about the games now is in Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, William Afton wasn't really involved, and Vanessa, the character of Vanessa, was kind of the main antagonist.
Because you know how I said he is now glitch trapped in the
Mhm.
internet? So she wears a mask that is also connected to the internet or technology in a way, and he possesses her through that, through the mask.
And now I appreciate the father-daughter relationship a lot more because it's like father like daughter, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, theory is the next movie she's gonna come out of the coma, remember all the brainwashing that William Afton did on her because she cleaned up the murder of all the kids that he killed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kept the place tidy when the animatronics would repeatedly kill the security guard. So she's brainwashed in a way, but there's a theory she's gonna remain brainwashed and like forget everything else, and that's how she'd be Vanny in the next movie.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you think there are any other properties that would be successful with the Five Nights at Freddy's recipe?
They would never make a movie off of this because I believe this franchise has died down. But I would have loved to see a Bendy and the Ink Machine movie. Bendy and the Ink Machine is it's a game about this animation company that has this ink machine that brings their characters to life. It's based off of like early Disney and early sort of
Mhm.
cartoons.
Mhm.
And that would have been really cool to be adapted into a movie, especially because they sort of have this like sepia hue throughout the entire game. I also think that what do you think?
Can you say the question again?
Yeah. So, what other properties do you think would be successful with the Five Nights at Freddy's recipe? Like, a mobile game or something like that, brought in, set a little campy, but, a little bit of money behind it, a couple of bigger names. Because they're out there. I mean, like usually when a movie like this is successful, like Hollywood green lights like 5 other things. Oh, hey, let's capitalize on that.
Oh, well, there's already all the FNAF games. I guess not Security Breach, I think, because that's too big. They're all on mobile already. I think Scott already said that he was creating another game specifically based on the movie plot that I think is out, isn't it? But it was like small. But he was like, if you play this, you're gonna get spoilers. So like,
I
I heard about that.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't really know where else they could go besides just making more games and making more movies.
Okay.
I feel like they've touched like every area that they can.
Nice. Okay. Final question. Are you ready?
Ready's a
If
lever B.
you could be in the universe of Five Nights at Freddy's, who would you be and how would you be in the universe? So you get to create your own character into the world. Are you an animatronic? Are you the protagonist, antagonist? Where are you at? Who are you? What do you do?
I just want to be the puppet. That's it.
Okay.
I just want to be Glam Rock Freddy. When we dressed up for the movie, we dressed up as Roxanne Wolf and Glam Rock Freddy from the Security Breach. I really, really like Glam Rock Freddy. It's the first time we ever see an animatronic be a friend instead of a foe. I also do a really good impression of his voice, Vanessa. And I just really like the character. I also think it was probably really fun to play Springtrap in the movie. So that would
Yeah.
also be a lot of fun. But Glamrock Freddy's the main one for me.
Glamour Freddy. I mean, yeah, that sounds awesome. All right, so we have gone about an hour now, and I have to put a kid to bed. But where are you at? What do you like to talk about? If people want to talk to you, how do they do so? And what kind of plays do they want to watch?
Oh, well, I'm on Instagram at Kendall Butin at Kendall.Butin.
Sounds right.
Let me look at this.
Kendall, actually.
Butin.Kendall, you're right. It's
Big
Butin.Kendall.
fan.
I know I used to have an account before Kendall.Butin, but I got locked out of it because I forgot my password. So Butin.Kendall. Yeah. I don't know. I'll talk about. I probably won't talk. I'm not social. I don't remember what else you asked. Here you go.
That's okay. That's okay.
Follow me on TikTok at Won't Elias, WONTEELIOUS. I make a bunch of really funny videos that make no sense, but I think they're funny, and I post them because I don't care what anyone thinks.
This is the way.
Or this is the way. Or on Instagram at Will is kind of silly. I like to talk about the Breaking Bad universe. I like to talk about the Boys universe. I like to talk about The Bear, MCU, Mario, the Nintendo games.
Have you
Five
ever
Nights at
watched
Freddy's.
Psych?
Psych?
Have you ever watched Psych?
You would like it.
I've
Psych
never
is the
watched
greatest television show that has ever been made. Ever. It
Better
is
than
the
Impractical Jokers?
better.
Okay. I'll have
Psych
to look.
is the greatest of all television shows. Better than Game of Thrones, better than Batman 67, better than everything. Psych is just one of those shows. It's serious, but it's also not so serious, but you're going to laugh in every episode, and it's so good. It's so good.
I'll look into it. Where can I watch it?
It's on Prime. I think it's on Peacock too.
I have Prime.
Yeah. Check it out on Prime. I saw you keep rolling your eyes, Kendall. She knows how much I love Psych.
Yeah.
It is
Like good one.
yes. I used to watch it so much. I bet that's probably why she doesn't like the show.
I don't dislike the show. There's so much that I haven't seen. I just think it's funny that you go on a little tangent about it.
It's so amazing. I love it. It's like one of my favorite things in the world. As a matter of fact, I should probably do a rewatch. So, but if you watch Psych, we can come back and we will discuss all these psychiness. That and it'll be awesome. Psychology, yes. That's even better for the brain, even.
Oh yeah, I would love to. I'll look into it. I'll watch it as soon as I can.
Awesome. All right. So if you want to tweet at me at Fandemic3, I probably won't answer you. I don't even remember the last time I opened up Twitter. Message me on Facebook at the Fandemic. I'm also active on TikTok at Fandemic1. And if you want to support the show, there are several ways to do so. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/thefandemic. I will either toast you or roast you on the next episode with Brian. You can go to Patreon at patreon.com/PVOTN Fandemic. Become an episode assistant, an episode producer, a pre-venge producer like Stacy, or become part of the con. Yes, you could be part of the Council of Nerds starting at $5 a month. Or, you know what, if you just want to give me money, just go to PayPal or Venmo at Bradley Butin. I won't say no. Share the show with someone you want to make it a little more awesome. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review. Now, we have hit max levels of awesome for the evening. I like to end every episode on a positive note. Kendall, what are your words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom.
The words of wisdom from Kendall Butin.
Oh boy. My brain turned off like 30 minutes ago.
That could be your words of wisdom right there. My brain turned off. 30
My
minutes
brain
ago.
shut off, and I've been on autopilot, and that's how much I know Five Nights at Freddy's.
And that's okay because you two are college. Will, what do you got for me? Give me your words of wisdom.
Which vocal stem is it gonna be?
I like it. It's like something that can mean whatever you need to hear at that moment.
Yeah.
Perfectly. I understand. I get where you're going with that. Remember,
You see me. You see me. I feel seen.
right here, right
dog.
here. Yes. Remember, friendship is like peeing yourself. Everyone can see it, but only you get the warm feeling that it brings. Remember, if cauliflower can become pizza, you can become anything. If you think about it, every time you feel stupid, you just got a little smarter. And also, don't feel too bad for yourself because squirrels' cheeks are also their nut sacks. Have a good day.
Yeah.